Have you ever felt frustrated when your child isn't showing respect, no matter how hard you try to set boundaries? Or wondered why your well-intended lessons sometimes seem to fall on deaf ears? You're not alone. As parents, we all want our children to grow up with respect, responsibility, and empathy, but the journey to get there isn't always straightforward. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 6 powerful steps you can take to calmly and constructively handle disrespect, strengthen your bond, and help your children become more self-aware, respectful individuals. Stick with me, because the strategies we'll discuss today aren't just about managing behavior. They're about creating lasting change and nurturing the kind of relationship where respect thrives naturally. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Step 1. Keep your emotions in check. The very first, and perhaps most difficult, step in navigating the challenging moments with your children is learning to manage and master your own emotions. Let's be honest. When your child ignores you, shows disrespect, or lashes out in anger, it stirs up a whirlwind of emotions within you. It's almost impossible not to feel angry, frustrated, and yes, even deeply hurt. After all, as a parent, you've poured your heart and soul into your child. You've invested countless hours of love, care, and energy, all with the hope of nurturing a strong, compassionate, and respectful person. So when they respond with defiance or unkindness, it feels like a personal blow. It's painful, and it's incredibly hard to keep your emotions in check. But here's the hard truth that we all need to face. Reacting out of anger or frustration, no matter how justified it feels in the moment, rarely leads to anything positive. It can often make things worse. And deep down, I think we all know that. Before you let those intense feelings take control, take a deep breath. Seriously, pause. Breathe deeply. I know it's not easy in the heat of the moment, but remember, your calm is not just a tool, it's a superpower. Your ability to stay composed, to keep your emotions in check, is an incredibly powerful gift, both for you and for your child. When you remain calm, you create a space where both you and your child can think clearly. You stop yourself from making rash decisions or saying things you'll regret, things that could leave emotional scars. Think about it. Children, no matter how young or old they are incredibly perceptive. They are watching, always watching. When they see you handling a difficult situation with grace and composure, they learn far more from that than from any angry words you might say. They may not acknowledge it right away, they may not even realize it in the moment, but in their hearts, they are soaking it all in. Your steadiness and calm presence send a message that words cannot convey. It tells them that even in the face of frustration, even when they push your buttons and test your limits, you are the steady anchor in the storm. And I truly believe that's what every child needs. Someone they can rely on, someone who remains unshaken, someone who models emotional resilience in the face of their emotional chaos. There's something so powerful about not letting your emotions control you. In those heated moments, it's tempting to lash out, to say things you don't mean, to raise your voice in a way that could create a wound that lingers far longer than you intended. I know it can be hard to hold back, but trust me, the consequences of acting impulsively, saying things you'll regret, creating emotional rifts, are often more damaging than the momentary release of anger. Those emotional scars can take much longer to heal than any of us realize, and before we know it, those fleeting moments of frustration can build walls between us and our children that are incredibly hard to break down. Now, managing your emotions doesn't mean pretending that everything is fine when it's not, or bottling up feelings until they explode. It's not about suppressing your feelings, it's about constructively channeling them. It's about showing your children that it's possible to feel upset and frustrated, but still respond thoughtfully, with kindness and understanding. By doing this, you are teaching them one of the most invaluable life lessons they'll ever learn. How to navigate life's challenges with maturity and self-control. Imagine the ripple effect this could have on your child's life. The calm you show in those stormy moments can serve as a model for how they handle their struggles. They'll begin to see that conflicts don't have to escalate into emotional battles. They'll learn that it's possible to pause, reflect, and respond with consideration instead of reacting impulsively. Over time, they'll internalize this approach, and before you know it, they'll be handling their challenges with the same level of composure. But perhaps most importantly, by keeping your emotions in check, you're creating a safe space for your child. You're showing them that, no matter how turbulent things get, they can always come to you as a safe harbor. Someone who remains a steady, unwavering support amid their emotional storms. And isn't that the ultimate goal of parenting? To create a relationship where your child feels seen, heard, and valued, no matter what they're going through? To nurture a bond of mutual respect, where both of you can trust that even when emotions run high, love and understanding will always guide the way. In my experience, the moments when we can maintain our calm in the face of our children's challenging behavior are the moments that build the strongest and most lasting connections. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it requires constant effort. But the reward, the deep, unbreakable bond you create, is worth every moment of self-control. Step 2. Show understanding without giving in. Once you've taken the time to calm yourself, the next crucial step in navigating conflict with your children is to pause, take a step back, and observe what's happening beneath the surface of their behavior. I know it's not always easy, especially when your child is acting out, being disrespectful, or even ignoring your authority. In those moments, it's so tempting to react impulsively, to raise your voice, or immediately resort to criticism or discipline. But let's face it, reacting this way often escalates the situation rather than resolving it. And as much as it feels like you're in control in those moments, deep down, you know that it rarely leads to positive change. So instead of jumping in with anger or frustration, take a pause and ask yourself, what is truly happening here? What are the deeper emotions, fears, or struggles that might be driving my child's behavior? Children, just like adults, experience a whirlwind of emotions. It's easy to forget this because, as parents, we want to believe that we're the ones who understand the bigger picture and who can hold it all together. But children feel complex emotions, stress, insecurity, confusion, frustration, that they often don't have the words to express. And when those feelings get bottled up inside, they can spill out in ways that seem disrespectful or defiant. This doesn't mean they're being deliberately disobedient. It's just that they don't always know how to manage or express what they're going through. By pausing to consider what might be motivating their behavior, you open up a whole new world of understanding. You begin to see that behind the storm of emotions is a child who needs guidance, not just punishment. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This approach doesn't mean you're excusing bad behavior or giving your child a free pass. Not at all. It means you're choosing to go deeper, to address the root cause of their actions rather than just reacting to the surface-level behavior. And let me tell you, empathy is the greatest tool you can wield in these moments. Showing empathy doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or abandoning your role as a parent. It's about approaching the situation with compassion, patience, and an open heart. It's about trying, as hard as it might be, to see the world from your child's perspective. I think that's what true parenting is about. Finding the space to understand, rather than to react. When you show empathy, you're not just solving a conflict. You're creating a safe, trusting environment for real communication to occur. When your child senses that you're not there to judge, punish, or control them, but to listen and understand, they're far more likely to open up about what's going on. Think about how powerful that is. When your child feels heard, seen, and understood, it strengthens your relationship in ways that are so much more profound than any lecture or punishment could ever achieve. It tells them that they are not just a problem to be fixed, but a person whose emotions and struggles are valid. And that, I believe, is one of the greatest gifts you can give your child. The sense that they are worthy of love and respect, even when they're not perfect. This validation is so important because it lays the foundation for honest communication. It builds a bridge of trust between you and your child, and when they know they can come to you with their concerns, frustrations, or fears, they're more likely to share them before things escalate into a full-blown conflict. But let's be crystal clear about this. Showing understanding doesn't mean giving in. It's not about being weak or letting your child get away with bad behavior. It takes a lot of strength and courage to set aside your frustrations and approach your child with an open heart. When you do this, you're not surrendering your authority as a parent. You're deepening the connection you share with your child, which ultimately makes your guidance and discipline far more effective in the long run. Take a moment to reflect on the power of this. When you approach a difficult situation with empathy and curiosity, you can often uncover deeper issues that are affecting your child's behavior. For example, a child's disrespect might not be about defiance at all. It could be a manifestation of stress at school, trouble with friends, or even feelings of inadequacy that they're struggling to cope with. If we only focus on the outward behavior, we miss the chance to address these deeper, more meaningful struggles. But when we approach the situation with understanding, we not only address the behavior thoughtfully, but we also open the door to guiding our children through the challenges that are weighing on them. And here's the kicker. When you show empathy and understanding, you're also modeling this behavior for your child. You're teaching them, through your actions, how to process and communicate their feelings in a healthy, mature way. You're teaching them that it's okay to have strong emotions, but it's equally important to understand those emotions and express them in a way that fosters connection rather than conflict. This is emotional intelligence at its core, and it's one of the most important life skills you can give your child. Imagine the ripple effect this could have throughout their lives. Instead of perpetuating cycles of frustration, miscommunication, and conflict, you're building a foundation of trust and understanding that will carry your relationship forward, even as they grow older and face new challenges. Children who feel understood are more likely to respect the boundaries you set because they see that those boundaries are not just about control. They are about love, care, and a genuine desire to help them become their best selves. They begin to recognize that you're not trying to control them. You're there to support them, to guide them as they navigate their own emotions and experiences. Ultimately, showing understanding gives you the clarity and wisdom to address the real issues at hand, not just the symptoms of bad behavior. This kind of parenting, one that is rooted in love, empathy, and understanding, fosters a relationship built on mutual respect, trust, and deep emotional connection. This is the kind of relationship that will not only help you navigate the challenges of parenting, but will also give your child the emotional tools they need to navigate the challenges of life. So, the next time you're faced with a moment of conflict, resist the urge to react in anger or frustration. Instead, take a deep breath, open your heart, and try to understand what's going on inside your child. When you do this, you're creating an opportunity for growth. Not just for them, but for you as well. This is where true parenting happens. In those quiet moments of understanding, where you show your child that love, empathy, and connection are far more powerful than anger or authority ever could be. Step 3. Set clear boundaries calmly. Setting clear boundaries with your children is so much more than just drawing a line in the sand. It's about defining what is acceptable in a way that's grounded in calmness, compassion, and understanding. I know firsthand how easy it is to lose your temper when emotions are running high. It feels like everything is spiraling out of control. But here's the hard truth. When you allow yourself to get swept up in frustration or anger, you lose the very essence of what makes boundaries effective: clarity, consistency, and respect. The key is to stay grounded in those moments of tension. Breathe deeply, take a step back, and communicate your limits in a way that leaves no room for confusion or resentment. I've found that how we communicate those boundaries makes all the difference. When we take a moment to pause and explain calmly, with a steady and loving tone, what is acceptable and what isn't, we're not just telling our children what they can't do. We're teaching them the importance of mutual respect. Setting clear, firm boundaries doesn't mean we have to be harsh or authoritarian. It's the opposite. When we approach this with compassion and understanding, we're creating a space where our children feel safe and secure, knowing that their needs are being considered even as we uphold the rules. Children need structure. They may not always express it, but in their hearts, they crave it. They need to know what's expected of them, and they need to feel that there's a framework in place that can guide them. But that framework has to be balanced. If the rules are too rigid and inflexible, they can stifle creativity, independence, and growth, leaving a child feeling suffocated and resentful. On the other hand, if boundaries are too permissive, children may feel lost, uncertain of what's expected, and unsure of how to navigate the world around them. I've learned that finding that sweet spot, the balance between firmness and flexibility, is crucial. Boundaries should be clear enough that your child understands where the lines are, but flexible enough to account for their unique needs and developmental stages. For example, the way you set boundaries with a 5-year-old is different from how you might set them with a teenager. It's about knowing your child, understanding their capacity for responsibility, and offering them structure that empowers them rather than restricts them. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. But setting boundaries isn't just about what you say, it's also about how you say it. The tone you use, the words you choose, and the way you express your expectations matter. You can be assertive without being harsh. You can be firm without being cold. When we communicate our limits with love, we show our children that boundaries aren't about control. They are there to protect them, to keep them safe, and to guide them through the complexities of life. One of the most powerful lessons we can teach our children is that actions have consequences. When you set consequences calmly, without yelling or threatening, it helps children understand that they aren't being punished unfairly. Rather, they are experiencing the natural outcomes of their choices. This lesson is about more than just obedience. It's about developing a deep sense of accountability, the ability to think through actions and their consequences, and the maturity to make better choices moving forward. This kind of accountability is not just a fleeting lesson. It's something that will serve them for the rest of their lives, in every relationship and decision they make. Beyond the family, life is full of choices, both big and small, and every decision carries a consequence. Whether they are rewards or challenges, consequences are a natural part of life. By consistently setting clear, calm boundaries at home, you are preparing your children for that journey. You're showing them that life is not about avoiding challenges or never making mistakes. It's about understanding that our choices matter, and that we all have the power to create positive change in our lives. So, when you take the time to set boundaries with calmness and love, you're not just asserting control. You're offering one of the greatest expressions of care and love you can give your child. It's an act of respect, one that says, I care enough about you to help guide you, to show you how to navigate the world with integrity and responsibility. In doing so, you are not just building a more peaceful home. You're preparing your child to stand tall in the world, make thoughtful choices, and face the challenges of life with confidence and resilience. Step 4. Set the example you want to see. Children are like mirrors, reflecting not only the words we say, but, more importantly, the actions we take. It's easy to fall into the trap of telling our kids what to do, asking for respect, attentiveness, or good behavior. But the truth is, asking for these things isn't enough. If we want to see change in our children, we need to embody those qualities ourselves. It's not about just telling them how to act. It's about showing them every single day, through our actions and attitudes. If you want your children to respect you, start by respecting them. It sounds so simple, yet it's one of the most profound shifts you can make. Treat them as equals, valuing their opinions, listening intently when they speak, and validating their feelings. And yes, this includes those tough moments when emotions are high and patience is running thin. In those moments of conflict, when frustration threatens to spill over, remember that your children are watching more closely than you may realize. They are absorbing how you respond to stress, how you handle conflict, and how you stay grounded under pressure. Your calmness in these intense moments is not just a personal achievement. It's an invaluable lesson for your children. It's teaching them that it's possible to remain composed, that it's possible to disagree without losing respect for one another, and that the ability to navigate challenges with patience is a strength, not a weakness. But let me tell you, setting an example doesn't mean striving for perfection. No one is perfect, and your children don't need you to be. They need you to be consistent, authentic, and real. I truly believe that the most powerful lessons don't come from lectures, rules, or long-winded advice. They come from everyday actions. Children learn best when they see the values we try to teach them played out in our lives. When you consistently model the behavior you hope to see in your children, respect, patience, kindness, and emotional resilience, you are not just guiding them in the moment. You are shaping their future, teaching them how to build healthy relationships, how to navigate the complexities of life with grace, and how to lead with empathy and integrity. For example, if you want them to listen attentively, show them how to listen. When they talk to you, put down your phone, make eye contact, and truly hear them. If you want them to show respect, demonstrate that respect yourself, especially in moments of disagreement. No matter how much you might disagree, treat them with dignity and fairness, showing that they are valuable, not just because they are your child, but because they are a person deserving of respect in their own right. The kindness, patience, and respect you offer them today will form the foundation of their interactions with others tomorrow. They will take that respect and kindness into the world, into their friendships, their schoolwork, their future relationships, and even into their professional lives. Your example will guide them in how they handle adversity, how they show up for others, and how they carry themselves in the face of challenges. They will learn that, even in the face of mistakes or missteps, growth is possible, and it's okay to fall short sometimes. What matters is the commitment to doing better next time. Here's what I've learned. Children don't need us to be flawless. They need us to be real. They need to see us as humans, someone who doesn't always get it right, but who strives to do better. And in doing that, we permit them to embrace their imperfections, to learn from their mistakes, and to approach the world with an open heart and mind. By leading through example, you're offering your children the most invaluable gift you can, the roadmap to live their lives with integrity, empathy, and strength. The way you choose to show up every day shapes who you become tomorrow. You're not just teaching them how to behave, you're teaching them how to be a thoughtful, compassionate, and resilient individual who can handle whatever life throws their way. That's the power of setting the example. It doesn't just affect their present behavior, it shapes their future in profound ways. Step 5. Create moments of connection outside of conflict. When tensions rise and disrespectful behavior surfaces, it's easy to focus all your energy on addressing the issue at hand. After all, as a parent, you want your children to understand the consequences of their actions, to learn how to behave better, and to develop the respect you know they're capable of. But here's the thing. True respect doesn't emerge from constant correction or discipline. It flourishes in the fertile soil of trust, love, and connection. That's why it's so crucial to create moments of connection with your children outside of conflict. These are the times when you don't have to worry about behavior or consequences. You're simply spending quality time together, enjoying each other's company, and strengthening the emotional ties that form the very foundation of your relationship. When you make the effort to connect with your children when everything is calm, you're building a bond that will serve as a safety net when the inevitable challenges arise. Think about those moments when you can be fully present with them, without distractions or the weight of discipline hanging over your head. Whether it's sitting down to a family meal, taking a walk in the park, reading a book, or simply having a heart-to-heart conversation, these shared experiences give your children the space to feel heard, valued, and important. This isn't about fixing anything. It's about showing them, in the most authentic way possible, that they matter to you always, not just when they're misbehaving or when there's a problem to solve. In my experience, the more we invest in these moments of connection, the stronger the bond we create with our children. When that bond is solid, when they know they are cherished and loved regardless of their behavior, their willingness to show respect grows naturally. Children who feel loved are more likely to respect the people who love them, and that respect comes more effortlessly when they are consistently reminded, through your actions, that they are valued all the time, not just when things go wrong. This is the power of connection outside of conflict. The deeper the connection, the less frequent and intense the conflicts become. And when conflicts do arise, they're easier to navigate because there's already a foundation of mutual trust and respect in place. It's as if the love and understanding you've nurtured in calmer moments act as a buffer against the inevitable bumps in the road. The best part is that these moments of connection don't have to be elaborate or expensive. They don't require grand gestures or lots of planning. It's the simplicity of being present that matters most. Whether it's a fun activity you enjoy together, a spontaneous outing, or just quiet time spent side by side, these are the moments that cultivate deep emotional bonds. And it's from these bonds that respect naturally springs. Children need to feel accepted for who they are, not just for how they behave in challenging situations. When you take the time to truly listen to them, to share experiences without the cloud of conflict hanging overhead, you create a space where they can simply be. They can be themselves without the fear of judgment or correction, and in that safe space, they'll feel loved and understood. In turn, this creates a profound sense of security. When children feel secure, they're more likely to respond with respect. They come to see that your relationship is not built on rules and consequences alone, but on love, trust, and mutual respect. And it's within this type of relationship, one grounded in connection and compassion, that respect grows naturally, almost effortlessly. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The truth is, the emotional connection you foster today will shape the way your child handles relationships in the future. They'll carry with them the understanding that respect isn't something demanded or enforced through conflict. It's something that blossoms in the rich soil of love and understanding. The deeper that connection, the more effortless respect will feel, even in the tough moments. So, the next time you're thinking about how to handle conflict with your child, remember that the most powerful thing you can do is ensure you're creating plenty of moments of connection outside of those difficult times. In calm and peaceful times, that's when respect is nurtured. That's when the real magic happens. Step 6. Give them space to reflect. Once you've calmly addressed the situation and set clear boundaries, one of the most powerful gifts you can give your children is the space to reflect on their behavior. It may seem counterintuitive at first, especially when you want to see immediate change or a clear sign that they've understood the lesson. But real growth, true maturity, doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes, the most profound changes take time to surface, and in these moments, patience becomes your greatest ally. By allowing them the time and space to reflect on their actions, you're giving them the freedom to process everything at their own pace, without the pressure of an immediate reaction or correction. It's in this quiet space of self-reflection that they begin to internalize the lessons you've shared with them, and those lessons become a part of who they are, not just something you enforced. As parents, it's natural to want quick results and to see immediate signs of respect, understanding, and accountability. But I've learned through experience that rushing that process can backfire. When we push too hard for immediate change, we often create resistance, not growth. True growth happens when we step back, trust the process, and give our children the time they need to develop self-awareness. When you give them room to reflect, you are not just teaching them about respect, you are helping them build a deeper understanding of themselves. It's a powerful process that nurtures their ability to be self-reflective, to recognize their own actions, and to ultimately make more responsible choices. This is so much more valuable than simply enforcing rules. When respect is internalized, when children understand it on their terms, it carries far more weight than any command you could give. But here's the thing, maturity takes time. It's not a race, and every child will grow at their own pace. The key is to be patient and to trust that, with the right support, the lessons you've shared will take root. You might not see immediate results, but that doesn't mean progress isn't being made. Forcing change or demanding a quick resolution can often have the opposite effect, causing your child to shut down or act out of frustration. Sometimes, letting them process on their own is the most powerful thing you can do. This space for reflection also allows them to think about the bigger picture, the consequences of their actions, how they affect others, and how they can do better next time. It's through this self-reflection that they begin to truly understand the importance of respect. And when they come to that realization on their own, it's not just a lesson you taught them. It's something they've internalized and will carry with them throughout their lives. Now that we've walked through these 6 steps for handling disrespect calmly and constructively, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts on how to strengthen your relationship with your children and improve communication even further. First and foremost, let go of the small battles. Not every moment needs to turn into a lesson or a confrontation. As parents, we often get caught up in reacting to every little behavior. But sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply allow small provocations to pass without making them into a conflict. This doesn't mean you ignore important issues, but rather that you recognize which moments are worth addressing and which are simply opportunities for your child to learn and grow on their own. By choosing your battles wisely, you teach your children that not everything in life has to be a confrontation. They'll begin to understand that letting go, picking their battles, and choosing when to engage is an important part of living harmoniously with others. Another valuable strategy is to involve your children in family decisions. Giving them a voice in matters that directly affect them fosters a deeper sense of responsibility and connection to the family. When they feel heard and valued in the decision-making process, they develop a stronger sense of respect, not just for the family, but for themselves and their ability to influence the world around them. It's in these moments of inclusion that they start to truly understand the value of respect and how important it is to work together as a team. It's also crucial to celebrate progress, no matter how small. As parents, we often focus on correcting negative behavior, but acknowledging even the smallest positive steps can have a profound impact. When you notice and affirm their growth, whether it's a calm response in a stressful situation or a sign of maturity in their actions, it reinforces the behaviors you want to see more of. Positive reinforcement boosts their confidence and motivates them to continue developing the respect and maturity you're working to nurture. And never forget, it's okay to admit your own mistakes. Parenting isn't about perfection, and neither is your relationship with your children. If you've overreacted or handled a situation poorly, don't be afraid to apologize. This is a powerful lesson in humility. It shows your children that we're all constantly learning and growing, parents included. When we admit our mistakes, we teach them that it's okay to be imperfect, and that failure isn't the end, but an opportunity to reflect, learn, and improve. Finally, always keep a long-term perspective. Parenting is a journey, not a race. Relationships evolve, and change takes time. So often we want immediate results, but real change comes through patience, consistency, and love. Every small step, every moment of connection, is a step toward creating a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and love. So don't be discouraged if the results aren't immediate. With time, patience, and a lot of love, you'll find that your family's bond will grow stronger, and the environment in your home will become more harmonious. You're not just raising children, you're nurturing individuals who will carry these lessons with them for the rest of their lives. As you embrace this journey, remember that every challenge, every opportunity for growth, is building a lasting foundation for your relationship. And with that foundation, respect, understanding, and love will flourish. So, there you have it, the 6 powerful steps to handling disrespect calmly and constructively. Let's quickly recap what we've learned. How to manage your emotions, show understanding without giving in, set clear boundaries with love, lead by example, create moments of connection, and give your children the space they need to reflect. Each of these steps plays a crucial role in building a foundation of respect and understanding in your family. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you're excited to bring into your life and practice with your children? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to read them. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more parenting tips and insights. Thank you for being part of this journey with me, and I'll see you in the next video.